problems with squirrels emptying your bird feeder? Well, I did. And for Christmas, a friend got me this fantastic bird feeder it's called a Squirrel Buster Plus, and it is guaranteed to be squirrel proof. So I wanted to show you how this works, how to put it together. We'll fill it with seed and put it outside, and we'll see if we can foil those squirrels. So this bird feeder is made by a company called Braun, and they make several different kinds of feeders, but this is just a wild bird feeder. And how this works, there is a spring mechanism inside here, and the weight of the squirrel causes these holes at the bottom to close, and then they can't get to the food. So they jump off and go away, supposedly. And when he leaves, the hole's now open so the birds can come. What's nice about the feeder is that that mechanism is adjustable. And with the bird feeder comes full instructions on how to assemble it. Also included is a warranty card and a pamphlet with the various kinds of feeders that they have and how they work. It's really a nice bird feeder. It's quite large. This will hold about 5 pounds of bird seed. They have a special ventilation system in it so that the bird food doesn't get moist and eventually mold. So to keep it fresh, the air enters in through the bottom and comes out through the top to keep it dry and keep it fresh. When he comes, there's a ring, and you can use this with or without the ring. What the ring is for cardinals, because the way a cardinal would come, they would want to sit here and face the hole to be able to feed, where other smaller birds will just sitting on these little perches and you don't need to have the ring. Since I like the cardinals, I'm going to put the ring on it, and to do that there is a wing nut at the bottom, and you need to pull that out, make it loose. Now, to make the perches larger, they just screw out. So if you did not want the ring, it depends on this kind of birds that you prefer to feed at the feeder. Certainly the longer the perch, the larger the bird's going to be. Smaller, the smaller the bird. So you can adjust it that way and not use the ring. I'm going to use the ring. The way this works, you take the ring, and there are small holes designed in the ring to line up with these perches. And you set the perches across from one another. You start with the first two, getting them out so that it'll hold it steady. Once you have those two in line, then it makes it easier to get the rest of them in. So let me just do this. There we go. So 2 are in place. Now I'm going to stand it up and just enlarge each of the perches so that this ring is held stable on the bird feeder. And now they're secure, so I'm going to tighten the thumb screw so that it doesn't back out of that. Now we're set. The next adjustable piece on this is how heavy you need it for the squirrel or whatever birds you have. This comes with very detailed instructions, and included in here is a weight of the average bird. So for instance, a chickadee is 0.4 ounces. A blue jay is 4 ounces. The instructions say that this comes preset to about 3.5 ounces. We have several birds that come at one time, so we may have as many as 4 or 5 birds on the small feeder that I have now. So I want to set it heavy enough that a family of birds can eat, but light enough that a squirrel won't be able to hang on it without it triggering. A squirrel, in our area, we have gray squirrels, and they range from 12 to 26 ounces. So to set that, there's sort of a spring loaded here, and you just turn it until it clicks, and then this comes off. There is a hook here that's hooked to the red part. So let me set that aside. And then to adjust the spring load here, this turns up and down. Right now there are 3 marks here in yellow showing me where it is, and it is at the very top mark. So I am going to turn it so that we get it. Actually, it was at the center mark. I'm turning it down, and let me just test it. That seems a little bit better, where I can get several birds sitting on it at once. It's going to take a little bit of time. I'm going to set this out, look at it, and then when the feeder is empty the next time, I'll adjust that based on how I see how many birds and whether it's being triggered. I filled the bird feeder, and what I found, the top is fairly narrow because of the center weight mechanism in it. So I needed a funnel. What I did was take a soda bottle and cut the bottom off. This is a 1-quart container, which worked perfectly. I'm sure a 2-liter would work as well. I used it as a scoop to scoop the feed into the bottle, and then I transferred it up to the top where the seed would fall right into the feeder. So that's something that I'm going to need to keep on hand and use again in the future. Next, we need to put the top back on, and it's a spring-loaded mechanism inside here and a small hook which hooks onto the weight mechanism on the inside, and then you bring the top down. You want to push down and turn until it is to a full stop. And then it's ready to hang out for the birds. This unit is guaranteed to be squirrel proof. It's not guaranteed against squirrels standing on something beside the feeder and leaning in to eat. The squirrel actually has to hang on the feeder in order to be able to close the feed holes off. So that's something to think about when you're hanging it. I'm going to take you outside with me. We'll take a look at the feeder that I have now, and we're going to hang this up. We'll let it sit for a few days and watch and see that I have the weight mechanism correct for the amount of birds that I want, and see if they like our new bird feeder. Okay, we're outside where my bird feeder is. First of all, let me tell you about the progression of trying to beat these squirrels. I have right here currently a shepherd hook. It is a 4-foot shepherd hook. That's what I first bought to put my bird feeder on. Well, after an hour or 2 of hanging out there, the squirrels were eating off of it. They could jump from the ground and get right to it. So I ended up putting a hummingbird feeder on that, and that worked great. Now, what I did was to move over to a post right here at the breezeway between my garage and the house. And I have the hook attached to the post. I put it up as high as I could reach to fill the feeder. And as you can see, I'm using a fairly simple bird feeder, but it worked great except for the squirrels. So I'm going to take that down. We're going to hang the other feeder up, and I'll show you a picture of it once I do that. And here we go. I think that the positioning of this feeder is pretty good. The hook that I have it on brings it out from the post itself, I would say about 18 inches, and then the drop is fairly good. Now what the squirrels did, when I put the new feeder up here on the hook, they would come up this shepherd hook and sit at the top and keep looking to see if they could jump across to this hook. Well, that didn't work, so I thought, oh, good, got them. Well, so the next thing they did was try to climb this post to get up. And the post is too wide for them to really get a grip, and it is covered with a vinyl material. So the squirrels are crafty little creatures. What they ended up doing is climbing up the brick to that small roof and across, and then once the squirrel gets there with this new feeder, he has to climb down to be able to get to the food. So I am pretty positive that this is going to be ideal for our situation. To clean the bird feeder, the new bird feeder is dishwasher safe. However, it's sizable, so I don't see me putting it in my dishwasher. The easiest thing is just a dish detergent with water. This is the one that I took down, the old feeder. I'm going to let that soak, scrub it up, and then to rinse it, I'm using a 20% solution of white vinegar. That will disinfect it. You do not want to use bleach. The residue from the bleach could harm the birds, so the white vinegar is a safe and effective usage. You want the bird feeder to dry completely before putting new seed in it so that it doesn't cause the seed to mold. And I'm going to save this old feeder. Probably end up using again next year. We'll have to see.